Deep in the deserts of Iraq lies a secret. Hidden for centuries, this secret is a city. This is Hatra, an ancient wonder. Hatra is a ghost town. It whispers tales of a glorious past. The desert winds have tried to erase it, but Hatra still stands. Let's begin our adventure. Imagine a city rising from the desert sands. Picture towering walls and grand temples. This was Hatra at its peak. It was a beacon of civilization. Hatra's story is one of survival against all odds. Their legacy lives on in the ruins they left behind. Our journey begins in the sands of time. We must go back centuries to the 3rd century BC. This is when Hatra emerged from the desert. Back then, it wasn't a grand city. It was a humble settlement. Hatra sat on a vital trade route. This trade brought prosperity to Hatra. The people of Hatra were skilled builders. They were determined to forge their own destiny. Hatra wasn't just a city of stone and sand. It was a crossroads of cultures. Arabs, Greeks, Persians, and others passed through its gates. This blend of cultures is reflected in Hatra's art and architecture. The city embraced diversity. Religion also played a crucial role in Hatra's development. The main temple was dedicated to Shamash, the Mesopotamian sun god. This religious tolerance was unusual for the time. The fate of Hatra became intertwined with a powerful empire. This empire was the Parthians. Hatra, with its strategic location, became a key asset to the Parthian Empire. The Parthians recognized Hatra's value. They granted the city a degree of autonomy. Under the Parthians, Hatra experienced a golden age. Trade flourished, and the city grew wealthy. This clash of empires would have significant consequences for the desert city. Hatra's location was no accident. It was a strategic masterpiece. The city sat on a network of trade routes. Hatra was a bustling hub. The city thrived on this trade. Hatra's rulers knew the importance of their position. They maintained good relations with the powers that be. The city walls were its first line of defense. The people of Hatra were deeply religious. The city was home to a multitude of temples and shrines. The main temple, however, belonged to Shamash, the Mesopotamian sun god. The temple was the heart of Hatra's spiritual life. Hatra's religious tolerance was remarkable. The city welcomed people of different faiths. This openness was unusual in the ancient world. Hatra's reputation as a place of peace and acceptance spread far and wide. The year was 198 AD. The Roman Empire, under Emperor Septimius Severus, was at the height of its power. Severus had his sights set on expanding his empire eastward. Hatra, with its strategic location and alliance with the Parthians, stood in his way. The Roman legions marched across the desert. They surrounded Hatra, cutting it off from the outside world. The siege had begun. The citizens of Hatra fought back with incredible ferocity. They rained down arrows and stones upon the Roman soldiers. For months, the siege dragged on. The Romans launched assault after assault, but Hatra's defenses held strong. The Romans, frustrated and depleted, were eventually forced to withdraw. Imagine yourself approaching Hatra for the first time. The mighty walls of Hatra, rising from the desert sands, would have taken your breath away. These were not just walls. They were a statement of strength and independence. The walls of Hatra had witnessed the fury of Roman legions. They stood as a symbol of Hatra's resilience. The walls of Hatra are the embodiment of a spirit. unyielding and proud. Within the protective embrace of those mighty walls, Hatra revealed itself to be more than just a fortress. The most magnificent of these, the Temple of Shamash, stood as a beacon of devotion. Dedicated to Shamash, the Mesopotamian sun god, the temple was a masterpiece of Hatran architecture. Smaller shrines and sanctuaries, dedicated to a variety of deities, dotted the city. Here, Greek Hermes stood alongside Mesopotamian Alat. The temples of Hatra were the vibrant heart of the city. Hatra's architecture was more than just a collection of buildings. Here, Eastern and Western architectural styles intertwined in a harmonious blend. The influence of Greek architecture was evident in the city's use of colonnades and classical orders. The Parthian influence was evident in the use of the Iwan. This architectural fusion created a unique style. As you walk through the ruins, you can marvel at the ingenuity of the Hatran architects. The stones of Hatra whisper stories through their intricate carvings. These sculptures offer glimpses into the lives, beliefs, and aspirations of the people. Royal figures gaze out across the millennia. Scenes from daily life offer a window into a vanished world. Religious iconography reflects the city's cosmopolitan nature. These sculptures are historical documents, frozen narratives etched in stone. Hatra, the indomitable city, had faced Roman might and emerged victorious. Yet, even the strongest walls crumble with time. The city that had withstood legions would eventually succumb to a different kind of siege, a slow decline into the sands of history. The reasons for Hatra's fall are complex, a tapestry woven from shifting political alliances, economic pressures, and the relentless march of time. The once mighty Parthian Empire, Hatra's protector, waned, replaced by the rising power of the Sasanian Empire. This shift in the balance of power left Hatra vulnerable, its strategic importance diminished. Trade routes, the lifeblood of Hatra's economy, shifted with the changing political landscape. The once bustling markets, filled with exotic goods and chattering merchants, grew quiet. The lifeblood of the city, its commerce, slowed to a trickle. As the centuries passed, the desert, ever patient, ever encroaching, began to reclaim its own. The once grand buildings, no longer maintained with the same fervor, slowly surrendered to the elements. The sands, driven by the desert winds, drifted in, covering streets and courtyards, slowly burying the city beneath a shroud of silence. By the 7th century AD, Hatra, once a beacon of civilization, had faded into obscurity, its story lost to the world, a whisper on the wind, a memory buried beneath the sands. The city that had faced down empires had succumbed to the relentless march of time, leaving behind only ruins as a testament to its former glory. Section 2. Rediscovering Hatra. Whispers from the Desert. For centuries, Hatra lay hidden beneath the sands, its story forgotten, its wonders unknown to the outside world. Then, in the 19th century, a whisper on the wind, a rumor among the Bedouin tribes, led explorers and archaeologists to this lost city, buried beneath the dunes. The rediscovery of Hatra was a revelation, a glimpse into a forgotten chapter of history. The scale of the ruins, the grandeur of the architecture, the beauty of the sculptures, captivated the imagination of the world. Hatra, once lost to time, was reborn as an archaeological treasure trove. Early expeditions, armed with shovels and brushes, carefully peeled back the layers of sand, revealing the city's secrets. Temples, palaces, houses, and streets emerged, each discovery adding a piece to the puzzle of Hatra's past. Inscriptions, carved into stone, provided tantalizing clues about the city's rulers, its gods, and its daily life. The work of uncovering Hatra continues to this day, a painstaking process of excavation, restoration, and interpretation. Archaeologists, using modern technology alongside traditional methods, are piecing together the story of this remarkable city, revealing its secrets to the world. Each fragment of pottery, each inscribed tablet, each sculpted relief is a voice from the past, whispering tales of a civilization that thrived in the heart of the desert. The rediscovery of Hatra is a reminder that even in the most desolate of landscapes, history lies buried, waiting to be uncovered, its stories ready to be told anew. Modern threats to an ancient wonder. Hatra, a city that withstood time, now faces new enemies: conflict, neglect, and greed. Recognized by UNESCO in 1985, Hatra's ruins are now in peril. Iraq's political instability casts a long shadow over Hatra. Conflict brings collateral damage, shattering ancient stones and looting artifacts. Neglect silently destroys. Desert winds now carry pollution, eroding fragile stones. Greed sees Hatra's treasures as opportunities for profit. Looting hacks away at sculptures, smuggling them out for sale. Every stolen artifact and defaced sculpture is a wound on Hatra's soul. Hatra's future is uncertain, dependent on those who value its heritage. Guardians of the past, preserving Hatra for future generations. The fight to save Hatra is a race against human ignorance and greed, a struggle to protect a shared heritage for generations to come. There is hope, fueled by the passion of archaeologists, the dedication of local communities, and the support of international organizations. UNESCO placed Hatra on the list of World Heritage in Danger in 2013, a call to action for the international community. This brought increased awareness, funding, and expertise to aid in conservation efforts. Archaeologists are documenting the site, using cutting-edge technology to create three-dimensional models and digital records. These digital archives serve as blueprints for restoration and a way to share Hatra's wonders with the world. Local communities are playing an increasingly important role in protecting Hatra. Education initiatives are raising awareness about the importance of preserving cultural heritage. Local guides share their knowledge of Hatra with visitors, ensuring tourism becomes a force for preservation. The fight to save Hatra is a call to arms, a reminder that the treasures of the past are ours to protect. By supporting conservation efforts and raising awareness, we can ensure Hatra's story continues to inspire wonder for centuries to come. Echoes of the past, whispers of the future. We've journeyed together across the sands of time. We've walked the streets of a city swallowed by the desert. We've seen the echoes of empires, the clash of cultures. Hatra whispers to us still. From the heights of its shattered temples, from the intricate carvings on its weathered walls, we hear tales of resilience. These whispers remind us of human endeavor and courage. Hatra's story is a living testament to the power of the past. Amidst the ruins, there's hope. Archaeologists and communities fight to protect this heritage. To lose Hatra is to lose a part of ourselves. Hatra's call to action. The desert winds that sweep across Hatra carry a message, a call to action that echoes far beyond the sands of Iraq. It's a call to recognize the value of our shared heritage, to understand that the monuments of the past are not just stones and mortar, but testaments to the enduring spirit of humanity. Hatra's survival depends on all of us. We can't stand idly by as this cultural treasure crumbles. We must become the guardians of the past, the voices that speak for those who can no longer speak for themselves. We must support the organizations dedicated to preserving Hatra, raise awareness about the threats it faces, and condemn the looting and trafficking of its artifacts. Each one of us has a role to play. Educate yourself about Hatra and other endangered sites. Share its story with others. Support responsible tourism that respects and preserves cultural heritage. Let your voice be heard in the fight against the destruction of our shared history. Remember, the past is not gone. It's woven into the fabric of who we are. Just as Hatra's citizens defended their city against all odds, we must now rise to the challenge to ensure that this ancient wonder continues to inspire, to teach, and to connect us to the enduring spirit of humanity. The time to act is now, before the whispers of Hatra are lost forever to the desert winds.